Good morning everyone. Well, it's around 10 o'clock on Saturday morning the 26th of February. I thought I'd give you a bit of a different view of how everything's going. Sorry the glare's a bit shocking at the moment, but that's the backyard. This is the low side of the property. So yeah, I'll turn you around and let you have a look at that better. As you can see, water is just pooling in the backyard. It's not actually running and getting away. There is a bit of movement, but not a huge amount. I'm thinking that I thought that pallet may have not been helping, but the pallet's not hurting in any way, shape or form. It's just, there's not a huge gradient here. So the water is just sitting. And I didn't get a chance to have a look in these rooms properly yesterday, but you can see that there was water coming through the wall over there and coming through. And obviously water was coming over here at one point and is now pooling and it's got nowhere to go. Not sure what's going on in that room. Fair bit of wet stuff happening in there. I better get in there and actually move that air scrubber. So a bit of water got in there. And what happened over here? The dehumidifier is working nicely in there. But over there looks very wet. So that's actually a dehumidifier that's in there at the moment that was in there for another reason. So it's drying out that room a bit, but there's just water everywhere. So water came through that wall over there as well. But yes, anyway, so my husband's been very creative. So you may notice that the water flowing over here has decreased a little bit. We're still getting, the rain has eased at the moment, but it has been raining really heavily, quite constantly. But courtesy of my husband being very creative, he's actually gotten most of it from running off the concrete. So it's not running into the house as much. And see that little pipe there, you can see it's pumping out water from that bedroom. So that area yesterday all had water running through it, which it doesn't now as much. There is still a little bit over here under the step right next to the house, which isn't great. But hubby's done his best to stop things as much as he can. And we don't have the rapids running down here like we did yesterday. So Gavin's dug a trench along there to direct the water, and he's also used some of the floorboards that went mouldy from the container house when we got it. I'll leave a link there showing you what that's all about. He's put them here as a bit of a barricade just to direct the water. It's not perfect, but it is helping to direct the water away from the house and away from the concrete. So I'm just going to cover my phone and get over under the carport, so I'll be back in a second. Poor little Armanzo, he's not a happy camper, not a happy cat. Cats don't like water. You're smooching my phone, you silly cat. So yeah, so there's still a lot of water running through here, but not half as much as there was, because Gavin set that up over there, which is helping to direct a lot of the water. Not all of it, because it's not completely on the water ground, so that it is flowing through there. But if you come over here, I can show you that water is really deep in that channel. Well, not really deep, but it's at least an inch or so deep in that channel. So a lot of the water is being directed down that way. And if you saw my video from yesterday, which I will leave a link up there, there was significantly more water here yesterday. There is still water not able to get away and sitting. It is flowing, but it's flowing very slowly. He's also put some boards there to stop it from going into the house, which is making a significant difference. The other advantage of that board is it stops the boys from opening that door. we did have one challenge yesterday where Matthew opened the door and let in a whole heap of water. But what do? You can also see here the water has dropped here, so it's not as high on this concrete as it was yesterday. And so that bit of guttering that he's got going down, there's actually a couple of bits of gutter by the looks of it. I haven't been able to see it properly, but he's actually got the gutter right up next to the water tank and put a whole heap of wood chips there to barricade it a bit and make it so that it directs it down that way. So that is actually saving our house significantly. And this is all water that's just coming from properties that are further uphill than us. I had a phone call from my neighbour that's over that way apologising to me profusely because their dam's overflowing. I was like, there's nothing you can do about it. Everybody's dam's overflowing. My dam's overflowing. But her dam overflowing is not causing all my problems. My problem is just the fact that we've had over 200 mil of rain in 24 hours, which is actually, it actually exceeds the previous highest level of rainfall for the area in 24-hour period. I'm not sure exactly how much rain we've had because my rain cage just keeps overflowing. We emptied it 3 times yesterday. So yes, I'm not quite sure what this cat's hoping for. He seems to be trying to hope to jump to me. I think he is really not wanting to step in the water, but probably wants to go back inside the house. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to take him in. After a while of work, I finally got that little drain running again. It had gotten clogged up with wood chips. I've actually put the hose here to allow the water through, but stop the wood chips, because the wood chips were clogging up all of the guttering, because there's not huge amounts of space there anyway. The rain has eased somewhat, and the wood chips were part of our plan to try and well, we had the wood chips up here to make it so that the path wasn't so slippery for Mum getting up to the shed. And also it's creating that bit of a dam there as well. Gavin had tried just using the wood chips to start off with, because it had worked last time, but this time the water flow was just too much. I'm not sure what's going on with the shed. I don't know that I'm game to go in there at the moment. And I've just totally wrecked myself trying to clean out all this area. So yes, and one of my goats was refusing to go into her little house, and they discovered that her little house was full of water. So her little house is over there. So I've now got her over there, but then she wouldn't go in over there because there was water in there. So I put a pallet down for her, and she still isn't going in. Oh, goats. I have got those chicks up on higher ground though, so they're out of the water. I've had to move them a few times now. All the other goats are fine. It's just Mary. Mary's being difficult, but at least she's got food over there and she's got water, which is good. We've still got a significant amount of water running around the place. The rain has eased a little bit though, which is fantastic. So yes, but there is huge amounts of water around the place. There's not as much water, so now that we've got this area draining better, and the water flows, well, not only draining better, but we've diverted a heap of water over there so that it's not coming into the carport. Plus we've also got that draining better. There's not as much water in the house. So yes, Mum's room, which is that one, is the only one with carpet in it at the moment. That one is still quite wet. So that, but it was very soggy in there before. So yeah, yes, lots of water lying around still. But we're doing okay. I've emptied the rain gauge at least once today, but it was well and truly overflowing, so I don't know how long it had been overflowing for. probably a while. I've moved the chickens over there a few times, but they're just drenched. And there's nowhere I can put them that's dry. They have got perches in there that they can sit on, and all of the other chickens actually are sitting on their perches. So, yeah. I'm not sure what to do with those ones. They were sitting on them a little bit the other day, yesterday, but yeah. Anyway, I'm really wanting to go have a look at the dam. Well, after much wading through water, not that it's actually that deep at the moment, when Gavin came down yesterday, it was actually up to his knee, which, no, it's up halfway up his calf muscle, which is about to my knee. So it would have been up to there, going through that section yesterday. So it's come down a bit, but we definitely have a full dam. Let's go see if my plants have survived at all. Still pretty deep, but it was obviously a lot deeper here earlier. You have to walk very carefully. A lot of weeds through here. Still a lot of water flowing into the dam. I'm really not wearing the right shoes or the right clothes to be down here. This is the fullest I've seen the dam. Although Gavin was here yesterday and it was even fuller. Oh, some of my plants look like they're doing well. So I'm over in my little area. I haven't been down here since I let the fish out, actually. Let those glass fish out. Quite a lot of my plants are actually completely submerged underwater. But they are aquatic plants, so they should come through. I have no idea what's happened to my, what were they? Wasn't Warrigal Greens, Kangkong. Hopefully that might be the Kangkong, but I mean, I'm already halfway up my shin here. This might be water chestnut. No, this is not water chestnut. I thought it might have been, but it's not water chestnut. I did put some water chestnut in here, but they may not have survived. And that seems to have taken off. I just don't know what that is. As for the plants I put in here the other day, I don't know. Oh, there's my, there's a tuft of the Kangkong, I think. I think that's the Kangkong. But yes, the water's, it's right up to my Queensland spinach, which I hadn't realised the water level got up that high. My poor little mulberry tree has definitely got wet feet. But I'm pretty sure mulberries will survive with wet feet. I don't think that's a big problem. And this will drain a lot more over the coming days. So I just hope the rest of my plants do okay. I don't know what's weed and what's plant in there now. But yes, that would be knee deep on me. Hubby was standing in it before and it was halfway up his shins. Yes, I think my little lilies will do okay. I hope. I don't know. Everything's just drowned. But they are aquatic plants. This entire little section over here is actually underwater. What I'd love to do is actually plant some reeds around the place. Especially, I want to plant a row of reeds over there to stop any fish that I might have from going into others out of my dam. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have too much problems with that, because most of them will probably stay up that end. But yes, I think that's Kangkong. I can't remember what the name of it was. I think it's Kangkong. But my little plant area definitely seems to be doing well. The dam is looking a bit murky, but it's got a lot of water going into it, so lots of turbulence. The Queensland spinach, or Pella, is doing fantastically. At least this one is. That one's died, but we knew that one died last time we were down here. I must admit, I'm really surprised that the water is up this high. I didn't realise that the water came up this high. So yes. Anyway, it's doing well. And I've now had a chance to check it. Now I've got to make my way back to the house. It could take me a while. Of course, Gavin's going for a wander in the paddock just to see what the water's doing as it's flowing into the property, into the dam. But yeah. Oh dear. I hope the leopard tree likes water. It's sitting in water at the moment. I'm definitely going to have to be careful what I plant down here to make sure that it likes wet feet and doesn't mind getting very soggy, but also can tolerate drought. So if you've got any suggestions on plants that fit that description, I'm open ears. I got no idea what happened with all the Belsaria, or whatever it was that I planted the other day, how it's going. But it's an underwater plant, so I'm not really expecting to see a lot of it, because it should be under the water. And I'm not expecting to see any of the fish that I put in there either. I suspect that that might be one of the plants that I planted, and there might be one that I planted there. But it'll spread to where it's happy, so that's the main thing. But yes, oh, I'm going to go back to the house. Can you hear all the frogs? They like this little patch. This little patch does tend to stay wet longer than anywhere else. But back up to the house. The goaty goats are doing okay. They've got the little milk shed there's got concrete floor. The stable's all wet, but they've got concrete floor in the milk shed, so they're okay. But yes, walking through wet long grass. Yuck. Well, that's the update on how we're going at the moment. It's after lunch now, so I'm going to go find some food, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for all your support and kind words and encouragement and everything. We really appreciated it. But yeah, it's all good. God's got a plan. I'm leaning in on the serenity prayer at the moment, so that God grants me the courage to change the things I can, and the serenity to accept the things I can't, and the wisdom to know the difference. So yeah, bless you, have a great day, and I'll catch you in the comments. Bless you.